Fantastic.
Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to a follow-up video from my prediction for Robot Wars Series 2 Episode 5. So, I was both correct and wrong in many different ways. So, first off, the main results. I said Apollo would win over Carbine, and to be honest, I was wrong. They were both in the final heat. They were both in the final battle. So I suppose I was only a little bit wrong. Apollo got to like second. However, as soon as they were doing the interviews, and I saw that Carbine had their weapon upgraded to the fact where it spins up quicker, I immediately regretted my decision. So yeah, they started the TV show, they started the interviews, and Carbide team were like, oh yeah, they always say, oh, we've upgraded the armour, we've got speed controllers, this, that and the other, and then they said, and it now spins up faster, it spins up to top speed in less than 3 seconds. And I'm now thinking, oh, this could be a problem for Apollo, because previously Apollo beat them and did well by just ramming them quickly before they could get up to speed. That tactic I don't think was going to work, and it didn't. They took heavy damage in the first battle against Carbide, and that really scuppered them for the rest of the games. So let's talk about the other things that I was right and wrong about. Now, Mega Mouse, I pointed out that those wheels were going to be very vulnerable to Carbide, and that is exactly what happened. Carbide completely smashed one of those wheels to absolute and utter pieces, effectively taking them out of the competition. Then Miss Nightshade, I said looked interesting. It certainly was. A very different, weird and fun robot. Completely useless. I mean, it was never going to stand up against the likes of Apollo, Carbide, and maybe even some of the other robots. But it was interesting. It was a good piece of engineering in terms of design and innovation. And it was good to see. And when it came to Cryo, their crushing never really took off. I don't know whether it's because they couldn't get it in place to where they want it to. I see that once it did try and grab one of the robots, but its flat plate crusher just didn't really seem to do much. I think they needed a pinch rather than a crush. Like I said, the weapon wasn't effective, and I didn't think it was going to be. So I was right about Mega Mouse's wheels. I was a little bit confused about Miss Nightshade. I was right about Kraut's pints, but they didn't get to use it much because they got pretty well smashed up by Carbide. Now, over to Crackers and Smash. They did a lot better than what I thought they would do. However, this is not necessarily due to their robots, more due to the team, the way they played, and their tactics. So I said that splitting your weight between the two of them would make things difficult. Now the rules say that 55% of your robot's weight must be running if you're a clusterbot, and they split theirs nearly 50-50, so that you had to kill both. So I was right in the fact that Crackers and Smash weren't really going to be effective as a one-on-one sort of thing. But what they did do well is that they did work well together as a general rule, pincering people in places, helping each other shove other robots. They did get pushed around the arena and flipped around like crazy, as you would expect with a robot half the weight of all the others. And their weapons weren't really as effective as what the team thought they should be. Where I was certainly right is that they weren't that effective. Now, the mentioning about their tactics, going into the arena without weapons against Carbine so that the weapons didn't get destroyed for later matches was a really good tactical decision on that point, and allowed them to get further into the competition. Also, the fact that they conceded against Carbide halfway through, that was also an interesting point as well. These tactics of looking after their weapons, working well as a team, and also conceding when they knew they were beaten was one of the best ways of them getting further in the competition than what I thought they would. However, my original comments about them as not being that effective probably do stand. I don't think clusterbots these days are a way to go unless you've got something really ingenious up your sleeve. And then Rusty. Rusty was not really... I don't know. The flipper on it was only in the first game. The flipper on it looked quite good. They tried to use it once. It didn't work effectively. Unfortunately for them, they got smashed about by Carbide, or was it Apollo? Well, they got smashed about pretty early on in the games, so Rusty never really had a chance, which is a shame really, because that flipper looked really good when it was put into use. So Rusty had a good chance, but unfortunately got hit hard first. And then Trolley Rage credits to those guys. They built a robot out of old parts, very, very old parts, and an old used trolley, and they got something that was there. It worked. It ran around. Okay. It wasn't really that effective. It got smashed up pretty easy, but you know, they showed that you can build a robot using pretty much anything as long as you've got the basic electronics. So didn't really know about Rusty and Trolley Rage. It was good to see them on the show. Miss Nightshade, nice try, ladies, but the design didn't really live up against the likes of Apollo and Carbide. But yes, essentially I was wrong with the end result, but not far off, right on lots of little things. So it just goes to show how you never know exactly how it's going to go in Robot Wars. You can have the perfect robot and its speed controller can break, or the link can drop out, and you can be really well and truly scuppered. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got any thoughts, ideas and questions, pop them down in the comment section below, and I will see you all soon. Subscribe if you haven't already, and take care. Goodbye.